Not quite as exciting as Christmas morning, but it's as close as it gets.
This place reminds me of Santa's workshop.
This is the Weekday Wake Up.
Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to the Weekday Wake Up on the SVI Radio Network. 7:03 is your time on KDWI 105.3 FM, KMER 940 AM, Kemmer, Diamondville, Bridger Valley, Wyoming, and KRSV 98.7 FM, 1210 AM, Afton, Star Valley, Wyoming. Duke Dancer with you live in studio in the special SVI Christmas edition of the Weekday Wake Up this morning. Really looking forward to it today as we have a great lineup coming in studio to perform live in studio this morning on Swift and the Spur. We're also broadcasting live video for this on SVI Media channels as well. We had the likes of Cheyenne and Raylan Erickson coming in studios. There have been a little sickness going around the area, if you haven't noticed. So we do have some people not coming in, such as Laura Child. We are hoping to get Laura, but not able to today. So we'll hear from Kem Kazair, Case Tippett, Casey and Brian Erickson today. Nora Nilsson, Josh and Paul Jardine, Jed Johnson, Brock Hatterley, EJ Powney, Melody and Hiram, and Charles Hale in studio later on in the show, along with James Arbazu, Lola Baldwin, Bria Jack, and the Graham family. It's going to be a stacked lineup. Live Christmas music for the SVI Christmas Special this morning on the Weekday Wake Up. We'll start things off in just a few moments with Anson Robinson. He's on the air next to kick off the SVI Christmas Special on a Friday, live on the Weekday Wake Up.
Shopping, cookies, and bright lights. They all go together like Duke, Dell, and Dan.
It's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
It's the special SVI Christmas Special on the Weekday Wake Up with the SVI Radio Network, and also broadcasting live on SVI Media. Local and live guest performers in studio today for the Christmas Special. And we start off with the man, Anson Robinson. Anson, good morning to you, my friend. How are you?
Pretty good.
Well, if people haven't heard Anson Robinson, then I don't know where the heck you've been. You've been on Teen Vocalist the past few years, knocked it out of the park every time. What do you been... do you get more butterflies for something like this, Anson, or was Teen Vocalist a little more intimidating?
I think Teen Vocalist was probably a lot more
intimidating, right? Awesome. Well, Anson has a great performance to kick off our morning today with the SVI Christmas Special. Here's "Oh Holy Night" as performed by Anson Robinson here on the Weekday Wake Up.
The stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt his worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine. chain shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise his holy name. Christ is the Lord. Oh, praise his name forever. Noel, Noel, oh night divine. Noel, Noel, oh night divine. Noel, Noel, oh night divine.
It's a pretty great way to start off a weekday wake-up morning show. Anson Robinson and his rendition of Oh Holy Night. Anson, fantastic as always, my friend. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
It's Anson Robinson, and the SVI Christmas Special continues after this, live on Swift 98 The Spur, also broadcasting live on SVI Media. It's all part of the weekday wake-up. Cheyenne and Raylan Erickson coming live in studio next on the SVI Radio Network.
Dashing through the morning with Duke, Dal, and Dan. On the weekday wake up.
7:13 on a Friday morning in the SVI Christmas Special on the weekday wake up this morning. Duke Dancer with you, and appreciate you tuning in as it's a different version of the weekday wake up. Today we've invited a number of local guests to come in and perform live in studio to head you into the Christmas weekend. And Anson Robinson really got things off to a great start. By the way, this whole thing is being broadcast with live video coverage as well on SVI Media's video broadcast platforms. And so if you miss any of the acts, if you miss any of the shows, it's fine. Everything's being archived and recorded, and you can find it live online at SVInews.com. The whole show at SVInews.com later on this morning when it's all said and done. With that in mind, let's head right into our next guests, Cheyenne and Raylan Erickson, both in studios. Cheyenne, Raylan, good morning to you guys. How are you?
Good morning. We're doing good.
Hey, appreciate you coming in. Everybody's been sick. I've been sick. Everybody's gotten some sort of bug the last couple of days, and this week's kind of been a little in motion for you guys. We're hoping to have your mom in studio today, and unfortunately, she got it, and so she's not here, but really appreciate you guys coming in. Quite a musical family. Tell us a little bit about growing up as in the family that you did and kind of the musical atmosphere at home.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it? Or you want me?
Yeah, sure.
Go for it.
A lot of the time it was last minute stuff that we filled in for. So we are very
You're used to this.
yeah, we're used to this stuff. We're we are dumped with, well, not dumped with, but we're invited to something at last minute and we just prepare for it and we get it done. One of this This is like one of the more nerve-wracking things, I think.
I think we were just expecting Mom to be here, and that
Right.
she's sick. We were just like, we don't know what to expect. But we've grown up all around music. Mom used to teach elementary music education, and then she has her in-home studio that she teaches voice with. And it's been a really great opportunity for me and for Raylyn in our music growth. And I'm going to school in music now, and
Very
it's just
cool.
been a huge aspect of both of our lives.
Well, we are thrilled to have you both in studio today. So this is Cheyenne and Raylyn Erickson and singing their version of When Christmas Comes to Town live on the SVI Christmas Special and the Weekday Wake Up.
I'm wishing on a star and trying to believe that even though it's far, he'll find me Christmas Eve. I guess that Santa's busy, 'cause he never comes around. I think of him when Christmas comes to town.
The best time of the year, when everyone comes home with all this Christmas cheer. It's hard to feel alone, putting up the Christmas tree with friends who come around. It's so much fun when Christmas comes to town. Children wrapped in red and green, all the things I've heard about but never really seen. No one will be sleeping on the night of Christmas Eve, hoping Santa's on his way. Presents for the children, wrapped in red and green. All the things I've heard about but never really seen. No one will be sleeping on the night of Christmas Eve, hoping Santa's on his way. When Santa's sleigh bells ring, I listen all around. The herald angels sing, I never hear a sound. And all the dreams of children, once lost, will all be found. That's all I want when Christmas comes to town. That's all I want when Christmas comes to town. La 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 la.
When Christmas Comes to Town, Cheyenne and Raylyn Erickson live on the SVI Christmas Special here for the Weekday Wake Up. Guys, that was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for coming in today. Cheyenne and Raylyn Erickson. It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special live on the Weekday Wake Up. Another break here still to come. Kem Kazair, little Case Tippett, Casey and Bryant Erickson, even Nora Nilsson in the upcoming schedule here for the SVI Christmas Special. Live on Swift 98, The Spur, and SVI Media.
Jingle through the morning. Duke Ellen Dan.
Welcome back into the SVI radio studio for the SVI Media Christmas Special on a Friday morning, heading into the Christmas weekend. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas. And we wanted to do something fun and unique today on our last morning show before the Christmas holidays. So doing a Christmas special, we've invited local guests into the studio to sing, perform, share some Christmas stories, and some more great guests still in the lineup and up and coming and on the way. We were hoping to get Laura Child, who's a fantastic violinist, in studio today to do a Christmas song for us, but unfortunately Laura not able to come in today as we were hoping, and so we are going to go to one of our vocalist winners. In fact, our very first vocalist winner, all the way back when it started under the arch in downtown Afton, is Swift Idol. Don't tell American Idol we said it, but I did. Swift Idol. And Melissa, the very first winner. Since then, she's recorded this song that was on the Very Vocalist Christmas CD. It's called Sleep on My Son, and it's done by Melissa Dickey this morning. It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special on the Weekday Wake Up.
Sleep on, my son, so long I have waited to hold thee. I love thee, my baby, more than I could have known. Come to save my people, come to heal the humble. Sleep in my humble arms tonight. I've little else to offer thee, my son, my God. Sleep on, my son, shepherds have come to behold thee. Sent by thine angels, how could I turn them away? Thou art come to save my people, come to heal the humble are come to thee tonight to feel thy love and peace and light, my son, my God, the Son of my God, heir to the throne of my father David, to rule over Jacob forever. Sleep on, my son, my God.
From Melissa Dickey, it's called Sleep on My Son. That's previously recorded from Melissa, part of the Very Vocalist Christmas CD, which, by the way, if you'd like, you can find that on iTunes and other places for purchase with some of our previous vocalist winners and Melissa Dickey with that song called Sleep on My Son. It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special here on a Friday morning of the Weekday Wake Up. Back with a little Christmas reading from none other than Mr. Kem Kazair. That's on the way next on The Weekday Wake Up and the SVI Christmas Special.
Starting your mornings with us gets you on Santa's good side.
We're all in this together. We're going to have the happiest Christmas.
The Weekday Wake Up on the SVI Radio Network.
From the SVI Radio Studio on Swift 98 in the Spur, it is the SVI Christmas Special. Appreciate you joining us as we invited a number of local community guests into the studio to sing, perform, and in this case, to share some Christmas stories with us today and do a little reading. And up next in our lineup is Mr. Kem Kazair. He is in studio today. Mr. Kazair, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. Doing great.
Well, certainly appreciate you coming in. We were talking off the air, and we thought when we were putting this whole concept together, I mean, you were top of the list. We knew we were getting Kem Kazair on the air. Now, our listeners are familiar with you from the brighter side that you do during our morning show. Tell us the idea a little behind the brighter side, Mr. Kazair. Give us background on what that is and what your whole overall goal is with it.
Well, the whole goal of the brighter side is to make us feel better. We started it when COVID hit, and so it just continued on with that to make everybody feel okay.
That's awesome. People, we got Duke, Dal, and Dan, but we get more positive feedback about Kem Kazair and the brighter side, so we love having it. Well, Kem Kazair, we'll let you, I understand you're doing some excerpts from The Grinch Stole Christmas, the Dr. Seuss version, and so here's Mr. Kem Kazair on the SVI Christmas Special of The Weekday Wake Up.
In 1957, Dr. Seuss, he wrote How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's a classic, and I thought I'd share part of that with you today. The story is about the Grinch who dresses up as Santa, if you recall, and moves through the city of Whoville, taking every package, tree, ornament, and stocking. His goal, of course, is to ruin Christmas and cause as much pain as possible. Well, as he leaves the city, he delights in his success. And let's go together now and recall what he said. 3,000 feet up the aid of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Pooh-pooh to the Who's, he was grinchingly humming. They're taking and finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two, and then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry very. It started down at Whoville, and he stared down at Whoville, and the Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Everyone down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, well, with his drenched feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours. All his puzzle until his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. Well, what great lines. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, what means a little bit more. Merry Christmas to you all, and may you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas.
That's Mr. Kem Kazair, and only the way that Mr. Kem Kazair can do it. Thank you so much. It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special here on the Weekday Wake Up with a video broadcast live on SVI Media. Still to come on our Christmas Special show this morning, have Nora Nilsson, Josh and Paul Jardine, Jed Johnson, Brock Hatterley on the way, along with Melody, Hiram and Charles Hale, James Arbizu, Lola Baldwin, and even Bria Jack and the Graham family towards the end of the show as well. Up next, we'll hear from Case Tippett and a very vocalist Christmas as well. It's all part of the Weekday Wake Up and the SVI Christmas Special.
If you ever want to show your appreciation to your favorite radio personalities,
What did you expect? Kisses?
we like those little Christmas cookies with the Hershey's Kiss on top. Duke, Dell, and Dan on Swift 98.
Weekday Wake Up and the SVI Christmas Special continues this morning on Swift 98 of the Spur. Duke Dancer with you in studio. And the great lineup continues in just a few moments. We'll hear a fantastic song from Casey and Bryant Erickson, a father-son duo, and a pretty traditional performance from those two. I'll tell you more in just a few moments. But first, let's go back to the very vocalist Christmas CD and one of our vocalist previous winners, Mr. Case Tippett, pre-recording this song, Christmas Shoes is the name of this one. Again, this one comes from the very vocalist Christmas CD and done by vocalist winner Case Tippett. It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special, live on the Weekday Wake Up and SVI Media.
It was almost Christmas time, and there I stood in another line, trying to buy the last gift or two, not really in the Christmas mood. Standing right in front of me was a little boy waiting anxiously, racing round like little boys do, and in his hands he held a pair of shoes. Dirty from head to toe. When it came his time to pay, I couldn't believe what I heard him say. Sir, I wanna buy these shoes for my mama, please. It's Christmas Eve and these shoes are just her size. Could you hurry, sir? Daddy says there's not much time. You see, she's been sick for quite a while, and I know these shoes will make her smile, and I want her to look beautiful if Mama meets Jesus tonight. He counted pennies for what seemed like 4 years. The cashier said it's not enough here. He searched his pockets frantically, then he turned around and he looked at me and said, Mama made Christmas good at our house. The most years she just did without. Tell me, sir, what am I gonna do? Somehow I've got to buy her these Christmas shoes. So I laid the money down. I just had to help him out. I'll never forget the look on his face when he said Mama's gonna look so great. Sir, I wanna buy these shoes for my mama, please. It's Christmas Eve and these shoes are just her size. Could you hurry, sir? Daddy says there's not much time. You see, she's been sick for quite a while, and I know these shoes will make her smile, and I want her to look beautiful if Mama meets Jesus tonight. I knew I caught a glimpse of heaven's love as he thanked me Christmas Eve and these shoes are just her size. Could you hurry, sir? Daddy says it's not much time. You see, she's been sick for quite a while, and I know these shoes will make her smile, and I want her to look beautiful if Mama meets Jesus tonight. I want her to look beautiful if Mama meets Jesus tonight.
From the very vocalist Christmas CD, that's vocalist winner Case Tippett and Christmas Shoes. It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special on the weekday wake up. Father-son duo. When we come back, that's Casey and Bryant Erickson live on the weekday wake up.
We elves try to stick to the four main food groups: candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
It's Duke, Dell, and Dan on the weekday wake up.
Right back live in studio at 7:41 this morning with the SVI Christmas Special on Swift 98 and The Spur. We've invited a number of local guests in studio on our last morning show before the Christmas weekend, and I've been really excited about this one. I've heard this song a couple of times from these two, and as soon as we started talking about doing the show, I knew I was going to ask these two to come in. That's Casey Erickson and Bryant Erickson live in studio here this morning. Casey, Bryant, good morning to you guys. How are you this morning?
We're doing fine. We had to get up this morning.
Yeah, I had to wake up a little early. Yeah. I get it. A
bit nervous.
So, Casey, I want to ask you this question before we sing. This has been kind of a family tradition for you to sing this song this time of year. Tell us a little bit of the significance behind you performing this song as a Christmas tradition.
Well, I've just been asked for a long time to do it. It started off in, church things or whatnot, or a program of some sort. And I've always had somebody ask me. And so it's been going on for probably over 20 years, I'm guessing. Every year I've sang it somewhere.
Yeah.
And the last several I've had Bryant help me because I'm getting old,
Well, Bryant, you've grown up watching your dad sing this song. It's got to be pretty cool now to perform with him, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, just growing up as a kid, there's nothing like it. Every Christmas you get to hear that song. It's very emotional for me, and it's also very memorable.
Awesome. So it's from the Forgotten Carols. It's the song Joseph, and we'll jump right into that right now this morning on the, again, the SVI Christmas Special. Here is Joseph as performed by Casey and Bryant Erickson on the weekday wake up.
He was working late one evening with the wood he knew so well. When she thought she recognized him, though at first she couldn't tell, as she humbly begged his pardon, a strange sadness swelled inside. When she asked, "Aren't you the father of the man they crucified?" Then the carpenter repeated what he said so many times. He said, "I was not his father. He was mine." Then he humbly went on working with his worn and calloused hands. Though she did not ask more questions,
He knew she did not understand. So he asked if she would help him. He saw her answer in a glance, and she did the chores he asked her, and she was grateful for the chance. Then they talked for hours of Jesus, and now he knew he was divine. He said, I was not his father, he was mine. How could one so foolish and so flawed ever hope to raise the Son of God? Then he spoke of the misgivings he had had 1,000 times. How Jesus found the tender moments to let him know he'd done just fine. Then the carpenter recited the greatest truths he'd ever learned, and testified they came from Jesus. And then her heart within her burned. Then they embraced as she departed. Joseph told her one more time, tell them I was not his father. Tell them he was mine. No, I was not his father. He was mine.
That just gives you chills, doesn't it? Just gives you chills. As Casey and Brian Erickson this morning. Thank you so much to both of you. It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special on the weekday wake up. More guests on the way. In fact, Nora Nilsson joins us after this.
Duke, Dell, and Dan go with your morning, just like candy canes and reindeer go with Christmas.
We prefer to be called elves.
Thanks for listening to the weekday wake up.
It's the SVI Christmas Special on the SVI Radio Network, Swift 98 and The Spur. Live video as well on SVI Media's video broadcast channels this morning. And it's been a fantastic show so far. It's going to continue to be a fantastic show as we invite local guests into the studio to perform live this morning on the last weekday wake up before the Christmas weekend. And without missing a beat, we are welcoming in Nora Nilsson live in studio. Nora, good morning to you.
Good morning, Duke.
Hey, appreciate you coming in. Nora, one of our previous teen vocalists.
Yes.
And you've been busy this summer. You've got a lot of stage time. Tell us what you've been up to.
Yeah, so this summer I got casted in a production of The Addams Family in Idaho Falls, and I got to play Wednesday Addams, which was an amazing opportunity.
How was it? It was so good.
So much fun.
So you were on stage all the time, it seemed like. How often were you performing?
I mean, we rehearsed for a while, but it was mostly around like Halloween time, but it just filled that stage need that I seem to have.
No, that's fantastic. We appreciate you coming in today. Nora's going to pick up the tempo a little bit for us. And Nora's going to do her version of It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. So here it is from Nora Nilsson on the Weekday Wake Up.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere the 5 and 10, it's glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes that glow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Barney and Ben. Dolls that'll talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. There's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well, the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the thing that'll make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. Sure, it's Christmas once more.
Flawless. It's absolutely flawless. Nora Nilsson with It's Beginning to Look a Lot like Christmas. Nora, it's always a pleasure to have you. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you, Duke.
It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special, live on the weekday Wake Up. Another father-son duo when we come back, Josh and Paul Jardine. It's all part of the weekday Wake Up with live video on SVI.
Mix up a cup of hot cocoa and pour in the marshmallows. Enjoy the season with Duke, Dell, and Dan.
It is the SVI Christmas Special, live on the weekday Wake Up. Swift 98 and the Spur. Duke Dance here with you. Appreciate you joining us today with our live video broadcast, also on the SVI Media broadcast platforms. And we roll right along to another father-son duo this morning. Not one, but two vocalist winners. That's Josh and Paul Jardine live in studio. Josh, Paul, good morning. How are you guys doing today?
Good. How are you doing, Duke?
Doing fantastic. Josh, thanks for coming in today. You know, Josh, we haven't had Paul, I'm sorry, we haven't had a chance to chat much since you won $10,000 last fall. What was that like for you on stage? And they say, Paul Jardine, the winner.
It was pretty exciting. It was, I don't know how else to put that. It was just exciting.
That was pretty cool. Now, Josh, what was it like for you? Because you had been the winner before, but then you see your son go and do it. That had to be pretty cool.
That was very cool. I mean, I was super nervous because all the contestants were really good, but I was glad to hear Paul's name called.
We love having you guys in studio now performing together for this song with live guitar, of course, and that Jardine voice that only you guys can do. And this song, There's a New Kid in Town, is the name of this one. So you guys, take it away. It's Paul and Josh Jardine on the weekday Wake Up.
For the King, the new Messiah. We're following the star shining brighter. Old man, won't you help us if you can? He shook his head, but he pointed his hand. There's a new kid in town, and he's lying in a manger down the road. There's a new kid in town, but he's just another baby, I suppose. Heaven knows there's a new kid in town here in Bethlehem. I see you've traveled far, bearing treasures. You say these gifts are for the new king's pleasure. Well, I've heard that a king might come, but up till now there hasn't been one. But there's a new kid in town, and he's lying in a manger down the road. There's a new kid in town, but he's just another baby, I suppose. Heaven knows there's a new kid in town here in Bethlehem. There's a new kid in town, and he's lying in a manger down the road. There's a new kid in town, but he's just another baby, I suppose. Heaven knows there's a new kid in town here in Bethlehem.
Josh and Paul Jardine, fantastic as always. That there's something about that Jardine voice, guys. It just hits you right in the face. Love it. That's Josh and Paul Jardine with "There's a New Kid in Town." It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special, live on the weekday Wake Up. Back with Jed Johnson after this.
Joining you each morning without sliding down your chimney. This is the weekday Wake Up.
Live on the SVI Radio Network and SVI Media. It's the SVI Christmas Special this morning on the weekday Wake Up. And that first hour was absolutely fantastic. Again, if you missed any of the show this morning, it is being broadcast with live video on SVI, which means it's archived. And so you can go back and watch it on SVInews.com, on the SVI Media YouTube channel. It's all right there, the whole show. So if you missed any of it, then I really encourage you to go back and watch, because we've had some really incredible performances today. I'm going to mix things up just a little bit, and joining me now live in studio is Mr. Jed Johnson. Jed, good morning. How are you today?
Great, dude. It's good to be here. Thank you.
Appreciate you having me now, or appreciate you coming in and being with us. So, Mr. Johnson was my 4th grade teacher, and you passed me. So I just wanted a little Christmas spirit and appreciation. Thank you, because heaven knows what could have happened, right?
Well, that's been a few years ago, dude, but it's good memories.
Absolutely.
Good memories.
Well, appreciate Mr. Johnson coming in today. He's going to share a Christmas story with us. This story called "The Cobbler and His Guest" is the name of this one. It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special on the weekday Wake Up. Mr. Johnson.
There once lived in the city of Marseille an old shoemaker, loved and honored by his neighbors, who affectionately called him Father Martin. One Christmas Eve, as he sat alone in his little shop reading of the visit of the wise men to the infant Jesus and of the gifts they brought, he said to himself, "If tomorrow were the first Christmas, and if this Jesus were born in Marseille this night, I know what I would give him." He rose from his stool and took from a shelf overhead 2 tiny shoes of softest snow-white leather with bright silver buckles. "I would give him these, my finest work. But I am a foolish old man," he continued. "The master has no need of these poor gifts." Replacing the shoes, he blew out the candle and retired to his rest. Hardly had he closed his eyes, it seemed, when he heard a voice call his name, "Martin, Martin." Intuitively, he felt a presence. Then the voice spoke again. "Martin, you have wished to see me. Tomorrow I shall pass by your window. If you see me and bid me enter, I shall be a guest at your table." Father Martin did not sleep that night for joy, and before it was yet dawn, he rose and swept and tidied up his little shop. He spread fresh sand upon the floor and wreathed green boughs of fir along the rafters. On the spotless linen-covered table, he placed a loaf of white bread, a jar of honey, and a pitcher of milk. When all was in readiness, he took up his patient vigil at the window. Presently, he saw an old street sweeper pass by, blowing upon his thin, gnarled hands to warm them. Poor fellow, he must be half frozen, thought Martin. Opening the door, he called out to him, "Come in, my friend, and warm yourself, and drink something hot." And the man gratefully accepted the invitation. An hour passed, and Martin saw a young, miserably clothed woman carrying a baby. She paused wearily to rest in the shelter of his doorway. The heart of the old cobbler was touched. Quickly he flung open the door. "Come in and warm yourself while you rest," he said to her. "You do not look well," he remarked. "I'm going to the hospital," she said. "I hope they will take me in and my baby boy. My husband is at sea, and I am ill, without a coin in my pocket." "Poor child," cried Father Martin. "You must eat something while you are getting warm." "No? Then let me give a cup of milk to the little one. Ah, what a bright, pretty little fellow he is. Why, you have put no shoes on him." "I have no shoes for him," sighed the mother. "Then he shall have this lovely pair I finished yesterday." And Father Martin took down from the shelf the soft little snow-white shoes he had admired the evening before. He slipped them on the child's feet. They fitted perfectly, and shortly the poor young mother went on her way, 2 coins in her hand and tearful with gratitude. And Father Martin resumed his post at the window. Hour after hour went by, and although many people passed his window and many needy souls shared the hospitality of the old cobbler, the expected guests did not appear. "It was only a dream," he sighed with a heavy heart. "I did hope and believe, but he has not come." Suddenly, so it seemed to his weary eyes, the room was flooded with a strange light, and to the cobbler's astonished vision, there appeared before him, one by one, the poor street sweeper, the sick mother and her child, and all the people whom he had aided during the day. And each smiled at him and said, "Have you not seen me? Did I not sit at your table?" Then they vanished from his view. At last, out of the silence, Father Martin heard again the gentle voice repeating the old familiar words, "Whosoever shall receive one such in my name receiveth me. For I was a-hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me." Wishing you a Merry Christmas. Thank you.
It's Mr. Jed Johnson this morning, and a great Christmas story, the cobbler and his guest. It's all part of the weekday wake up of the SVI Christmas Special. We'll come back with more live performances in studio. Still to come, E.J. Powney, Melody, Hiram and Charles Hale, James Arbizu, Lola Baldwin, Bria Jack, and the Graham family. Up next, it's Brock Hadderly with the SVI Christmas Special on the Weekday Wake Up.
Not quite as exciting as Christmas morning, but it's as close as it gets.
This place reminds me of Santa's workshop.
This is the Weekday Wake Up.
It's the SVI Christmas Special on the Weekday Wake Up. Swift 98 and The Spur also broadcasting live video on SVI Media. Local guests in studio, and it's been a fantastic show, fantastic time so far. The talent is so cool. And rolling right into our next guest, let me introduce Mr. Brock Hadderly, live in studio today. Brock, when we're putting this show together, we know we have so many awesome, powerful, beautiful voices in Star Valley and Lincoln County around western Wyoming. And of course, you fit that bill. But I needed someone I knew could bring a little energy, right? And so I was like, well, I got to get Brock. Got to bring Brock Hadderly in.
Totally.
How are you today, Brock?
I am great.
Awesome. So Brock is a former teen vocalist, contestant. Of course, you've also competed in our Wave of Talent show in Montpelier that we do on our sister station. And for those that aren't aware, Brock does a good Elvis. Brock does a really good Elvis. And I understand you're doing an Elvis cover today, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, here we go. Here is Brock Hadderly, and from Elvis, Santa, Bring My Baby Back on the Weekday Wake Up.
I don't need a lot of presents to make my Christmas bright. I just need my baby's arms around me tight. Oh, Santa, hear my plea. Santa, bring my baby back to me. The Christmas tree is ready, the candles all aglow. With my baby far away, what good is mistletoe? Well, Santa, hear my plea. Santa, bring my baby back to me. Please make these reindeer hurry, where the time is drawing near. It sure won't seem like Christmas until my baby's here. Don't fill my sock with candy, no bright and shiny toy. If you want to make me happy and fill my heart with joy, then Santa, hear my plea. Santa, bring my baby back to me. Please make these reindeer hurry, where the time is drawing near. It sure won't seem like Christmas until my baby's here. Don't fill my sock with candy, no bright and shiny toy. You wanna make me happy and fill my heart with joy, then Santa, hear my plea. Santa, bring my baby back to me. Then Santa, hear my plea. Santa, bring my baby back to me.
Excellent. Brock Hadderly and Santa, bring my baby back to me. Brock, fantastic job. Thanks so much for coming in. It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special on the Weekday Wake Up from Cokeville. E.J. Powney on the way next, live on SVI and SVI Radio.
You're welcome.
Shopping, cookies, and bright lights. They all go together like Duke, Dell, and Dan.
It's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
It's been a great SVI Christmas Special, and it continues this morning. Still a great lineup to come, including Melody, Hiram, and Charles Hale, James Arbizu, Lola Baldwin, Bria Jack, and the Graham family. But first, a pre-recording from another vocalist winner from the very vocalist Christmas CD from Cokeville, Wyoming. This is E.J. Powney and his version of Believe this morning. It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special, live on Swift 98, The Spur, the Weekday Wake Up on SVI Media.
Children sleeping, snow is softly falling, dreams are calling, like bells in the distance, magic slipped away. We find it all again on Christmas Day. Believe in what your heart is saying. Hear the melody is playing. There's no time to waste. There's so much to celebrate. Believe in what you feel inside. Give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. Trains move quickly to their journey's end. Destinations are where we begin again. Ships go sailing far across the sea, trusting starlight to get where they need to be. When it seems that we have lost our way, we find ourselves again on Christmas Day. Believe in what your heart is saying. Hear the melody is playing. There's no time to waste. There's so much to celebrate. Believe in what you feel inside. Give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. If you just believe. If you just believe. If you just believe.
That's E.J. Powney on the SVI Christmas Special from the very vocalist Christmas CD. It's all part of the weekday wake up here on Swift 98 and The Spur. We're going to roll right into our next guest. We have probably the three best looking guests that we've had yet so far today. It's the Hale siblings, Melody in the middle, then Hiram and Charles on the outside. Good morning, you guys. How are you today?
Good.
You are all looking so great in your Christmas pajamas. These three performed a couple times already. I've seen them perform in church. I've seen them perform in the Stars of the Valley Christmas show. And these three siblings are going to sing Born to Bring Us Joy. It's Melody, Hiram, and Charles Hale this morning on the Weekday Wake Up.
The angels echoed through the sky the night that Jesus was born, to tell the world the Lord has come, born to bring us joy. The shepherds, hearing their song that night, came running from Bethlehem's hills to kneel before the baby boy, born to bring us joy. Singing joy, joy, joy to the world, for Jesus our Savior is born. Joy, joy, joy to the world, He's born to bring us joy. A bright new star lit up the sky the night
testify that night. I will sing and I will shine, so all can come to Christ. Sing joy, joy, joy to the world, for Jesus our Savior is born. Joy, joy, joy to the world, He is born to bring us joy. Joy, joy to the world, for Jesus our Savior is born. Joy, joy, joy to the world, He is born to bring us joy to the world. Joy to the world. Joy to the world. He's born to bring us joy.
Awesome. Melody, Hiram, and Charles Hale on the weekday wake up, you guys. Thank you so much for coming in. That was fantastic. Thank you. Have a good Christmas. Man, there's nothing like kids' voices for Christmas, right? It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special on the weekday wake up. We'll be back with James Arbazu right after this.
Our listeners always make the nice list.
What would you like for Christmas?
It's the weekday wake up on the SVI Radio Network.
It's 8:28 this morning on the weekday wake up, and continuing with the SVI Christmas Special and some more great guests still to come. How awesome were those Hale kids? How awesome was that? Again, all the acts have been recorded on our video broadcast platform on SVI Media. So if you missed any of their performances today, you can always go back and watch the whole show live. It's being broadcast live and archived on SVI Media at SVInews.com and on the SVI Media YouTube channel. And rolling right into an instrumental performance, Mr. James Arbazu is in studio this morning. James, thank you so much for coming in. We're going to roll right into this with James Arbazu on the violin, accompanying the song with "O Come Emmanuel." It's all part of the weekday wake up this morning on SVI Radio. O Come Emmanuel, accompanied with James Arbazoo on the violin. James, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for coming in. It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special. Back with more after this on the Weekday Wake Up.
If you ever want to show your appreciation to your favorite radio personalities,
What did you expect? Kisses?
we like those little Christmas cookies with the Hershey's Kiss on top. Duke, Dell, and Dan on Swift 98.
Now it's 8:35 this morning, live on the SVI Christmas Special here on the Weekday Wake Up. Really appreciate you joining us as we continue to work through our final morning show before the Christmas holidays. So thought we'd mix things up and do this Christmas special today. We've had a lot of great guests in studio today. We appreciate all that have joined us and appreciate you for tuning in as we have a handful of guests remaining here in the last 30, 25 minutes or so of our Weekday Wake Up morning show. And I did want to invite Lola Baldwin into the studio today. And Lola and I are going to talk about maybe what it was like in Christmas past. And Lola here in the studio today. Lola, good morning. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Good morning.
Well,
It's good to be here, but I'm nervous.
oh, you're going to do fantastic. I know it. Lola, I wanted to have you share some stories with us of what it was like growing up as a kid and some Christmas memories you have. And I got to be careful how I phrase this, but just to give us an idea of the time frame we're talking about, kind of what were the era that when you were a child?
I was born in 1941, just before Pearl Harbor and all, the whole Second World War.
So these experiences are from the 40s and kind of early 50s then.
Yes.
Okay, well, Lola, tell us, just start right off into it and share with us maybe a Christmas memory you have as a kid.
Okay. I grew up on a ranch. My dad always made Christmas very special. He could convince us about the reindeer and so on because he would somehow run a group of sheep and leave hoof prints for us to see, and he always had hay for the reindeer, and it was important to us that they stay a long time, so we would go add more hay to the pile. So there would be plenty of hay to keep the reindeer eating and not leaving. So
that's fantastic, and that's something that you've always remembered, obviously.
Oh yes, and my dad made me I don't know how many people will remember the old wooden orange crates, and he made me, with two of them, he made me the wonderful little dollhouse. Playhouse that I cooked my little dolls in, and he hand carved the little bathtub and furniture and so on. So that was a special
so cool.
Christmas too.
That is so cool. Lola, what was Christmas morning like for you as a child?
Oh, well, I had two older brothers. There were three of us in 27 months. So we were awfully close in age, and we would be so excited. And we would have hung up the biggest stocking my dad had. So it would be full. Each one of us would get the biggest stocking that my dad had in his drawer and hang those up. And we would get like an orange, some unshelled peanuts, and maybe a little plaything of some kind. I think my brothers got yo-yos one year and that kind of thing in our stocking. So we were really excited. We'd hang up our stockings about a week before Christmas, thinking that if he got mixed up and came early, we wanted to be ready.
Oh, I love it. Lola Baldwin in studio. Lola, when you compare Christmas to what it's like today and compare it to what it was like when you were a child, what's one or two of the biggest differences?
The amount of expensive toys and that's for adults and children. Very expensive things. My parents, and that was a time and an era where we didn't have any money. We were what we call poor, but we were broke. My mom and dad had never had money, so we just never had a lot of good experiences. One memorable Christmas, my dad came from North Carolina. He grew up there. So he was from the South, and so one Christmas we decided Mom and Dad decided that we would go by train back to North Carolina for Christmas. And that was a really good plan, and it was a wild thing when it was happening. We got on the train, I think right in Evanston, where we were growing up. We got on the train there, and it was already crowded. there were no places to sit. So we ended up sitting on the lengthwise of our suitcases. And my mom and my sister and I ended up in the ladies' restroom sitting on our suitcases. As we traveled towards the south, the closer we got, there were crowds and crowds of people in every train stop. And mostly it was servicemen going either to or from. This was late 40s, somewhere in there. Maybe it was even still during the war. And those soldiers and sailors there were just millions of them. I've never seen so many people. And they would crowd onto the train and kind of push everybody else out of the way. And we could not find a place to even rest our heads. And I finally decided to go from car to car and see if I could find a place to sit. And all by myself. I was 15 at that time. And I went from car to car, and then I found a car that had a lot of empty seats. And I went in there, and I sat down, and I was happy as I could be. Then must have been hours later, my dad came and found me, and I had been sitting it was segregation still. I was in the Jim Crow car. And everybody on the car with me, nice people, this could be, but they were all black, and I had never seen that much. But it was a nice, quiet place. They all looked at me like, she's kind of funny. Anyway, so that was an experience I don't think very many people would have had.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's Lola Baldwin live in studio. Lola, we appreciate you coming in today and reminiscing a little bit with us and sharing some of your memories as a child from Christmas. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me here.
It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special this morning, live on the weekday Wake Up. Back after this with more on SVI Media.
More jolly than Santa with a fresh plate of cookies. It's Duke, Dal, and Dan on the weekday Wake Up.
Live in the SVI radio studio, it is the weekday Wake Up on Swift 98 and The Spur. Appreciate you joining us today for our SVI Christmas Special on the last morning show before we head you off into the Christmas weekend. And it's been such a great show. We've had so many fantastic guest artists, singers, performers, storytellers. It's been fantastic. Really appreciate everyone that's come in studio today. Just a reminder, the whole thing is being broadcast live with video on SVI Media, which means the whole thing is archived. So if you missed any of it, you can go back and watch it at any time. Just find the link at SVInews.com. It's also on the SVI Media YouTube channel and some of our social media pages as well this morning. Thank you again to all those who have come in. Just 2 acts remain, and I've been looking forward to this one just as much as the rest. Bria Jack live in studio today to perform for us. Bria, good morning. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Appreciate you coming in today. Bria, you come from an extremely talented musical family. And I just want to say, when I asked your mom to have you guys come in and sing, I said, I'll take any of your daughters. I'll take one of them, 2 of them, 3 of them. And you win. You win. You're the only one that came in this morning. So congratulations. Bria is going to sing a fantastic traditional Christmas song that really hits the heartstrings, and she does a fantastic job. Here is Mary Did You Know, as done by Bria Jack. It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special on the weekday Wake Up.
Save us
Bria Jack with Mary Did You Know? It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special this morning on the Weekday Wake Up. Bria, that was so awesome. That was so awesome. Thank you so much for coming in today. It's Bria Jack. It's all part of the SVI Christmas Special on the Weekday Wake Up. One big act remains, and it's the Graham family coming in for the finale this morning, live on SVI Media, Swift 98, The Spur, and the Weekday Wake Up.
We asked the members of this radio show what they want for Christmas. Here's what they said.
1 year membership in the Jelly of the Month Club.
It's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
The SVI Christmas Special on the Weekday Wake Up this morning, live on Swift 98, The Spur, and on SVI Media. It's been a great show. Appreciate all of our guests who have come in and been part of it today. It would not be complete, though, without somebody with the last name of Graham. And, we couldn't just settle with one or two or three or even four. We have the whole Graham clan in studio today, and I'm absolutely thrilled we do. You guys, thank you so much for coming in today. The Graham family are going to close out our SVI Christmas Special with It Came Upon a Midnight Clear today. You guys, take it away. It came upon a midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels bending near the earth to touch their hearts of gold. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men, from heaven's all gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay to hear the angels sing. Still through the covered skies they come, with peaceful wings that fly. As their heavenly music floats o'er all the weary world. Above its sad and lonely place, they bend on hovering wings, and ever o'er its babble sounds the blessed angels sing. For lo, the days are hasting on, by prophets seen of old, when with the ever-circling years shall come the time foretold, when the new heaven and earth shall know the Prince of Peace, their King, and the whole world send back the song which now the angels sing. What a conclusion, you guys. Thank you so much to the Graham family for putting the end to our show. That was It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. And that will do it for our SVI Christmas Special. From all of us at SVI Media, thank you for joining us. Have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll be back with you in the new year. Merry Christmas to everybody.